What's going on, everybody on YouTube? Griffin here, coming back to you guys with another video. As I mentioned in the live stream on Sunday, November 4th, I have the same clothes on, everything. I told you guys that I was going to be shooting a video for you guys just so you could have something to kind of just think about and maybe even learn a few things from in between the Sunday stock watch and the next stream sometime later on in this upcoming week. So I just wanted to kind of just talk about, why do I talk about Iron Condors so much now? And first and foremost, if you're new to the channel, definitely consider subscribing below. We'd love to have you here if you're into just, not even necessarily just the stock market, but just want to maybe look at a way to how to possibly have another source of passive income, or maybe it'll be your first source of passive income. You're just looking at maybe different ways to make money other than from a job and want to, like I always say, just achieve financial freedom at the end of the day. Definitely consider hitting the subscribe button below. But with that being said, as I mentioned, why do I only trade Iron Condors anymore? And why is it seems to be the only thing I really talk about for the most part? It's because it works, guys. I don't get why, just in all honesty, every trader doesn't do it. Is it boring? Yes. Is there less action, less anxious stuff going on? For the most part, yes. But it works consistently, and you can make consistent profits week after week. I like to use this Apple example that I talked about in the previous stream for a little bit, that one of you viewers actually brought it to my attention. We see here, and I'm just going to break down just the difference between Iron Condors versus what I even used to do, which is just simply place calls, place puts, betting that a stock's either going down or going up. For those of you that are kind of new to the whole options trading and whatnot, a call just means that you're betting that stock's going to go up. A put is pretty much shorting a stock, thinking that stock's going to go down, and you make money based on pretty much either it goes up or it goes down. And the thing with those is you don't necessarily make money just because it goes up or goes down. It needs to go up or go down pretty quick, or else you are not going to make money, which we'll discuss here in a minute with the whole potential for profit. So like this trade, for example, like I said, we were talking about this briefly for a little bit in the live stream. You can see that Apple is right around a major support right now of around $205 to $207. So what I said was okay, well, just in case if it does break that, I know it's probably going to come down somewhere around to 195, maybe even 190, just probably more than likely right around 194 to 195 though. So what I did was I was betting, I don't think that's going to happen, but I was like, just in case, I'm going to go ahead and put my bearish end of the Iron Condor at 195. And then on the upside, I was like, okay, well, old supports are going to become what? New resistances now, which that is going to be around $215. So I went ahead and put the bullish side of the Iron Condor at $215. So we have a $20 range essentially, almost $10 to each side, roughly $8 to $10 to the upside, and roughly $8 to $10, actually a little bit more, to the downside currently. But after hours, Apple, as you can see, is around $206.50, so it's actually pretty level, about $10 to each side. And you can see our potential for profit is 72%. That is very good. I mean, that's pretty much saying 3 out of 4 trades that you make are profitable. When you think about it like that, it'll all start to click. My thing is it has to be above 70% for me to even really consider it. 68 usually at the lowest is my threshold. 2 out of 3 chances of it being a winner. And you can see your max profit. What I like about Iron Condors is you know up front your max profit, your max loss, period. You know essentially what you can make and what you can lose. So after your commissions and everything, you're looking at a $57.46 profit with a $192.54 investment. So if you want to calculate your percentages, I'll go ahead and pull up the calculator for you guys really quickly, just so you can get a good idea about this. So we take our, what you do is you take what your profit would be, which in this case is $57.46, and you're going to divide that by the investment, which is $192.54. So $192.54, you do that, and you see you get almost 30%, 29.84, pretty much 30% profit in, by the way, 5 days. You see that? 5 days is when this is going to expire. So the goal, obviously, is to let this expire worthless, which is why I like to do the 5 days, because in 5 days you can generally get a good idea that, yeah, the stock's probably going to stay in between here and here. So in 5 days, I'm going to collect 30% profit. I'm not, because I'm actually not going to do this trade, obviously, but you would collect 30% profit. And actually I would, I just don't obviously have the capital right now within my account to do so, but I will very soon. As most of you know, like I mentioned in the live chat that we had, I'm paying off my last little bit of debt. Then I'm going to have thousands a month to be able to invest. So that's when it's really going to get fun, guys. But if you have money for this trade, I would honestly suggest doing it. You have a 72% chance. Think about it. You have a 72% chance on getting 30% profit in a week. And I know that's just on this investment. And by all means, I mean, if you wanted to buy more than one, then by all means you could just do quantity. I feel like I'm doing this wrong. There's a way that you can. So what I need to do is just click on all four. So you're gonna do it like this. Quantity. Let's say you had $1,000 roughly you wanted to play with. So you can see if I wanted to do $1,000 investment, pretty much $287 made in a week, almost $300 made in a week off of a less than $1,000 investment. That is not a bad return, guys. If you can make $300 per week, that's why I keep saying it's gonna get so fun here before long. Whenever I'm starting to invest $1,000 to $2,000 a month into my trading account, because more than likely I would do a safer trade. In all honesty, like what I would probably end up doing is probably doing something a little bit more to the downside and upside, just to give myself again a little bit more room. So I mean, you can see here you would collect $147, but you're having to put up $1,100. So in this case, let's just round up, or round down in this case. Let's say we collected $147 divided by our $1,100 investment essentially, and this is all after commissions. You're talking still 13 to 14% profit in a week. That is not bad, guys. Like I said, if you can do this every single week, again, this is off of $1,000, and I know it seems like a lot, but again, you can just kind of play with everything based on how much money you have to trade with. In this case, you would collect $88 off of $660, and so on. Don't get tied up in the dollar amount. Get tied up on the percentage. If you start focusing on percentages, you will watch your account just mathematically explode over time. You'll notice you have a lot less negative trades because you're covering profits more than ever, and you will watch your account go from a small, tiny $500 account to, oh wow, it's only been a month and I'm at $2,000, and if you're not even putting anything more into your account. So I want you guys to start focusing on percentage. That's a whole nother discussion, but do you get what I'm saying? Like, look at this trade. 81%. I have an 81% chance on collecting $88 of profit off of my $661 investment. And I mean, obviously, like I said, the one we were talking about earlier, here you're talking about $147 off of an $1,100 investment. I have an 81%. What I like for you guys to focus on is I have an 81% chance on collecting pretty much $150. Who could not use an extra $150 a week? I could use $150 a week. I don't know about you. Per month, you're talking $600 extra per month. That's why I'm saying if you just put up a little bit money now, start setting aside some money every month, learn this game, and start doing it just slowly. I'm not saying to put this much money up front when you're going into your first Iron Condor. Absolutely not. What I would suggest you do, in all honesty, is just go all the way back down to where you have just, one of these. So, I mean, here you're putting up $220, you're collecting $30. So you're probably like, well, Griffin, that's not a lot. $30 times 4 is what? $120? So you couldn't use $120 in a month? I mean, just start out small, continue to build up your account. I'm not saying take this money out every single month. Obviously, you're going to have to pay Uncle Sam on taxes, everything else. Keep this money in your account as long as possible. You're still going to have to pay taxes on the capital gains anyways. But just keep in mind that the goal ultimately is what? Financial freedom, passive source of income, because that's what it is at the end of the day. That's what the Iron Condors are. It's a source of passive income. What I do is on Monday mornings, obviously I still have a job right now. I go to work. I do my first usually 1 or 2 stops at my job because I drive from home to home for my job. I do 1 or 2 stops. Usually by then it's pushing market open Monday morning. I'll go ahead, look at a good Iron Condor that I already had in the back of my mind. I have it written down in my pocket too, just so I don't forget. And I place my Iron Condor Monday, and then I do nothing. I check it 2-3 times a day whenever I think about it and I have the service to do so. and then on Friday I collect my premium, and that's it. That's a source of passive income. I'm not sitting here focused on my laptop 24/7. In all honesty, I would love to. That's the goal in the future, obviously, is to be able to actually day trade and do more than just Iron Condors. I'd love to be able to do short-term calls and puts, but that's what I'm going to talk about here in just a second. But this is definitely an awesome source of passive income whenever, like I said, once we get up to, I mean, imagine, like, I think we all can say, those of us that are traders and day traders, we want to get our account to that $25,000 or more. Most of us $30,000 to $50,000 threshold, right? And you never really want to trade with more than what, roughly 10% at the max. Some people say 1 to 2, but that's just unrealistic unless you're trading with hundreds of thousands of dollars, right? So I like to say roughly 10% of my account is usually what I like to trade with. On big trades, that's what I'm going to limit myself to when I get to that point. So on a, let's just say $25,000 account, let's say I wanted to put in what, let's just say $2,000 on this investment, so right around here. So you can see on a $2,000 investment, we would have collected $265 just by simply placing that trade first thing Monday, and we would collect all that premium on Friday. So $265 times 4 weeks, that's $1,060 per month. Now, obviously, like I say, you're going to have to give Uncle Sam his. You're probably going to keep roughly, I would set aside 35% roughly, so let's just say you keep 65% in your pocket. That's still almost $700, that's literally like $700 a month. And then you can see how you just keep reinvesting that over and over and over and over, and obviously keep track of all of your losses, so then you can write those off at the end of the year. The more write-offs you have, obviously the more of that money you get to keep. But just a rule of thumb, I'm not a tax professional, but I like to set aside usually 30-35% of any income just to be on the safe side. But you guys, I'm sure by now, get what I'm saying, how this can be a legitimate source of passive income if you just put in the work, keep your head down, run, sacrifice your life now for a few months, few years, build up your nest egg of $25,000 to $50,000. I mean, I could do this all day. I mean, this stuff just gets me excited. I cannot lie. Like, my account size, I want to get it whenever I quit my job. I'm going to have $50,000 on my trading account, and I'm going to have roughly $25,000 in a savings account as an emergency fund. That way, if I have a bad month, bad week, whatever, I won't be like, oh my God, I got to go back to a job. You guys get what I'm saying. So, $50,000 account, what is 10% of a $50,000 account? Roughly a $5,000 position. I probably wouldn't take a $5,000 position on most options in general, but let's say I wanted to go ahead and do, let's say around $3,500. So right here we got a $3,400 thing, $500 at that point. So $500 in 1 week times 4 weeks. At that point, you're talking about $2,000 per month of just passive income. $3,500 for that trade is what you'd have to put up. And off of a $50,000 account, that's only 7% of your total account. So, I mean, you still have almost 47, right around $47,000 to trade with, and you're still collecting $500 a week. Now, obviously, this trade, you wouldn't have this exact trade every single week. Implied volatility will go down. Your profit's going to come down slightly. I'm not saying you're going to get 30% a week, anything like that. But doing Iron Condors, you can easily make 7 to 15% most weeks if you just find the right stock, find the right ETF. I mean, I can show you guys a few right now that I'm looking at. Apple, XOP, for another one. Well, I'll just pull up their charts real quick. Apple, XOP is one I did last week. And Starbucks, which one of you brought to my attention. Starbucks is one I'm possibly going to be setting an Iron Condor on this week, which I'll just show you all for those of you that didn't see my live stream. This is the exact Iron Condor we were talking about setting up. Again, it looks like absolutely nothing, but what I tell everybody is do not focus on the dollar amount. Focus on your percentages. Where did my calculator go? Let's get it pulled back up. So we have $5.46 divided by your investment of $44.54. right there is a 12.25% return. What did I just say? You can almost guarantee you can get 7 to 15% a week trading most Iron Condors if you find the right setup for you that you strongly believe in. So, like I said, this is a $44 investment. Most of you guys have more money than that to trade with. I do not, because I limited myself to $50 so I pay off debt, period. I'm taking the slow route. How I see it, the turtle always beats the hare, right? But in the future, of course, let's go ahead and get all these clicked real quick. So let's say, again, let's use that $25,000. Let's use the just $25,000 account rule, roughly 10%. Let's just say $2,000 is roughly what I would want to put towards this Iron Condor. This is going to take a minute, so bear with me. So right around $2,000 on the dot. $2,000, just over that, we're collecting $432 worth of profit in a week, just off of a $2,000 investment, guys. So again, what is 400? Let's just round down. $432 times 4 weeks. You're talking $1,700. I mean, there's some people that don't even make this at a job, sadly. I mean, I hate that it's like that, but I mean, there's people that make less than this at a full-time job flipping burgers at Burger King saying, "Excuse me, fries are ready." I mean, and like I said, you're probably only going to want to keep 65% if you wanted to like bring this home, pay bills or something. So at that point, you're looking at $1,100 in a month. Just passive income. So I mean, the stuff is not rocket science. I mean, I know it can be confusing. It took me a while to figure out what Iron Condors were, exactly how they work. And I use more of chicken Iron Condors for the most part. But in the future, once I start playing with big bucks, I will be using more of just standard Iron Condors, not chicken Iron Condors. But if you have any questions for me, you can always feel free to reach out to me in our Discord group chat. That's like one of the first links in the description box. And you can always feel free to comment in the videos. I get the comments straight to my personal phone, and I'm usually pretty quick with responding, unless if it's like overnight my time. I'm in Texas, Dallas, Texas, so I'm in Central U.S. Standard Time. So you'll have to bear with me some on that. But for the most part, I respond to people very quickly because I do this for you guys and just for the community at the end of the day. So hopefully this video did kind of just shine a light on why Iron Condors are by far my favorite things to trade. I know some people like straddles more, but I haven't really experimented with straddles yet. If I do in the future and I like them, I'll always let you guys know. But for now, I mean, Iron Condors, I mean, it's by far my most favorite thing to trade, just simply because it doesn't take much time. It doesn't take much work. I mean, I'm not going to say much work because, I mean, you still need to go into your TD Ameritrade Thinkorswim and do your technical analysis stuff. I mean, you can't just blindly think, oh, this stock's probably going to stay within this price range. Because, I mean, that is essentially what you're doing, right? I mean, you're essentially saying, yeah, it's probably going to stay between 61.50 and 66.50. But, I mean, you better have a really good idea. Just because it says potential profit 75, I had an XOP position that went from potential profit of like 81 or 91% all the way down to 69% the day before expiration. It was really close, and then sure enough, it went exactly how I needed it to Friday. Stayed poised and under control. Didn't like panic sell or anything like that, and I collected my full like 12 to 15% profit. So, like I said, hopefully this just shined a light on a possible source of passive income for you guys. If you have any questions, like I said, definitely feel free to reach out to me. And if you're new to the channel, definitely consider hitting the subscribe button below. I would love to have you here and joining our community of like-minded individuals. I know we got about 420 of us now, so that is awesome stuff. And if you like the video, definitely consider hitting that subscribe button, hitting that like button. I greatly appreciate that as well. But until next time, guys, keep on going out there, making those profits, covering your profits, and achieving some financial freedom this year. And I will see you guys in the next few days for another live stream. Take it easy, team.